Hi, welcome back to Becoming an Educated Patient. Today what we're going to go through is the different types of insurance terms. This is a whole world that frankly I find incredibly overwhelming and confusing, as many of the terms can be interchangeable and change meaning when you switch insurance providers. That being said, by giving you the basics, I think it can declutter a lot of the confusing terminology and help you to feel empowered to understand what you're deciding on while you go into making your insurance elections. First, I want to start with HMO. HMO is essentially a network of physicians that are put together by the insurance company. In this network, the doctors have agreed to a predetermined price for the services that they offer. Certain physicians are not willing to do this and therefore are unavailable within the HMO network. Other limitations of the HMO network are that you must, in most cases, get a referral from a general practitioner or a primary care physician prior to seeing a specialist. In many cases, this can be a good thing because if you have something that you think you need to see a chiropractor for, but you actually need to see a rheumatologist, your general care practitioner can help you with that. They have more experience than you with seeing different patients and redirecting them to the right healthcare physicians. And so with their expertise, they can help you to prevent wasting your time with going to see the wrong doctor. The other type of insurance that you can have that's not HMO is PPO. PPO is more of an open network. It generally costs a little bit more in premiums, which you will be paying monthly, but it's a bit less restrictive. So you do not typically need a referral from a general care physician or a primary care physician to go see that specialist. And oftentimes, their network of physicians is a bit larger because of the fact that they do not require the physicians to agree to predetermined prices. This could mean that you will be paying more for your health care. However, you will have access to more in-network physicians. I've talked about in-network versus out-of-network at this point a few times, so let me clarify that terminology. In-network physicians are doctors with whom you see that your insurance has an agreement with them in some shape or form. Out-of-network physicians are physicians who do not accept your insurance or they don't have an agreement with your insurance company. So you'll have to go see them and it's out of network. What that typically means is that you'll have to pay more out of pocket in your expense. So if your insurance covers 80% of your medical visits for an in-network physician, they might only cover 50% of your expense for an out-of-network physician. And then that's only for covered expenses. This is something that's important as you begin to try to manage your health care and also ensure that your expenses are not crazy high each month because you've gone to see only out-of-network physicians for services which are not covered. If you're not sure if a service is going to be covered by your insurance, it takes a little while, but you can call them ahead of time, or a lot of them have contact us emails now that you can reach out to so that you don't have to wait on the phone on hold forever. In some cases, it's worth it to spend the money for that extra procedure that's not covered, but I think it's always important to know how much you're going to be spending ahead of time. If you're not sure how much a physician is going to charge for a service, you can actually ask them. A lot of people will shop around for TVs or electronics or services or whatever it might be, but they don't often shop around for healthcare. And I want to draw attention to a scenario where I needed to go see a dermatologist and I wasn't sure, if it was going to be covered by my insurance because it was abroad. So I called each physician's office to get a quote for how much a visit with that practitioner would cost. Their secretary happily replied with the dollar amount, and I was able to make a decision, an informed decision, considering the cost of the visit, the reviews of the doctor that I was able to find with some quick Googling, and what I knew was probably going on with my body. My intention in this section is not to advocate for self-diagnosis. Instead, what I'm trying to say is that when you select a physician to go to get the appropriate diagnosis that you need, that in making that determination, you factor in the considerations and knowledge of your own body into making that final decision.